Quitting content creation saved my life. And I know this may sound like an exaggeration, but hear me out. I loved content creation, but it completely destroyed me. And that's not content creation's fault. It was all down to my own fault. Today I want to talk to you guys about a topic that's very near and dear to my heart, and that has affected me deeply in the past: content creation. When I first started content creation, I had a passion for it, a burning love. The idea of being able to share my thoughts and my words with the world, with a community of like-minded and interesting people who share the same interests and are very passionate about it as well. I didn't expect it to consume me as much as it did. And because of it, there were a lot of repercussions that made me struggle. The constant pressure to produce content non-stop, the fear of not being good enough, worrying about finances, my health, my well-being. I found myself staying up incredibly late nights, not taking care of myself, neglecting my health, my friends, my family, my own relationship. It affected me negatively in pretty much every aspect of my life, from my relationships to my physical well-being, and it was my fault. I went from a nicely well-built, muscular, low body fat, nearly edging at having a six-pack, to suddenly going from this incredibly active person to someone who was lazy, an overweight mess who could barely run for 10 seconds straight without getting incredibly puffed out. And not to mention how abhorrently I was at managing stress. And stress is something that all of us go through, but my God, did I handle it poorly. And here I have this beautiful girl, this amazing soul, this person that I should be strong for, who I should be giving my best for, this person that supports me, that loves me. How selfish of a person am I? To have someone like her give her 100% to me, but I'm giving it my bare minimum back, simply because I want to live a fantasy of making money while sitting in front of a camera. And she was afraid that I was going to lose myself on it. Content creation, and in particularly, my addiction that I had towards trying to make content creation something, nearly ruined the relationship with one of the most amazing girls that I have in my life. I was having ridiculous amounts of anger issues and blowing up at everyone, to the point where it literally costed me some really good friendships. It was all my fault, and I wish I saw it sooner. Now, as I mentioned, it's not content creation's fault, but me quitting content creation has led me to a journey where I like to think I made myself a better person. Last year, I decided to do something that I've never done before in my life. Not by myself, at least. I decided to take a vacation. I went to the Philippines to not only be with my girl, but also to take a little break from content creation. Focus on myself and the people who are around me, the people who are important to me, that I was neglecting. My relationships, my mental health, and my overall well-being were a lot more important than the content that I was producing. And whilst I was overseas, I had the absolute time of my life. I hung out with the woman that I love, met her family, took so many photos of some beautiful, beautiful places. But I noticed something that I never noticed before. Something that me sitting in front of this camera made me completely blind to. Something that made me so incredibly disgusted with myself, so incredibly self-conscious as I looked back through my photos. It's how fat I had gotten. How the mighty had fallen. How did I go from this to this? How bad did I let myself go? How did I let it get this bad? So I made myself a promise. And it's gonna sound really silly, and to some people I'm gonna sound really, really shallow. But so be it. I promised myself that I was going to make myself into the best looking guy my girl has ever seen. I'm gonna work hard, and I'm gonna work on myself, and I'm gonna turn myself into the guy that will make my girl's other friends jealous when they see me. We're gonna be going to the beach and chilling out and having a fun time together, and the moment that I take off my shirt, both her male friends and her female friends are gonna go all googly-eyed. This is the goal that I set myself, because I want to give my best to my girl. She's giving me 100%, I'm going to give her 110%, because she's a good woman, and if she's willing to put up with my dumbass after all the stupid things and all the fuck-ups that I've done, then it's time I fix myself and prove to her that she didn't do a disservice by not leaving me and finding someone else. But I gotta say this, I'm not doing this just for her. I'm doing it for myself. because I want to be able to look at myself in a couple of years' times and be like, I'm glad I made this decision. I'm glad that I decided to respect myself more, and I taught myself such discipline to be able to do the things that I need to do. Now, the community and the friendships that I formed over my time as a creator is something I deeply do care and cherish, which I guess in a way it's why I'm making this video, to hopefully get some of you guys back on your feet and hopefully improve yourselves. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from pursuing content creation if that's a dream that you're chasing after, but for the love of God, do not let it consume you like it did to me. I realized after a while and learned that the constant need of validation and approval from my community was probably the one thing that was really driving me to keep going. It wasn't my love for content creation anymore that kept me doing it. And it ended up making me realize after such a long time that the true purpose of my content should be something that I truly love and enjoy doing, not just for the sake of others. Another thing that I realized was how the constant comparison of myself to other creators in social media and everything was absolutely destroying my self-esteem and my self-worth. And I was doing nothing about it to improve it. I was constantly comparing my progress and my success to other creators and failing because of my lack of discipline. My complete and utter laziness for the things that mattered. I kinda already had made up my mind about quitting content creation, but it wasn't until October in 2022 that I made it official. I made the incredibly difficult decision to completely walk away from content creation for the foreseeable future. It wasn't easy, and at the start, I didn't really want to do it, but it was necessary. And in doing so, I saved my relationship. I saved the friendships that I had with really good friends of mine. I saved myself financially, and most importantly, I saved my own personal health. Because now I'm working a job that I really, really enjoy. And just as of recently, I've brought back my photography business. I started doing photography again. And now I do it on the side alongside my full-time job. I relearned the importance of self-care. I started teaching myself more discipline and pushing forward to achieve the new goals that I have in mind. I started exercising more again, putting in more effort into what I wanted to do and achieve. I went from this back in October to this just less than a week ago. I woke up, stopped settling down, and just accepting myself for who and what I was. And once again, it's my own fault, but I never thought that the thing that I wanted to achieve so badly was also the one thing that was holding me back so much. Quitting it saved my life, and it opened up more and more opportunities for self-improvement, to better myself. And I guess the message of today's video really is, don't let your passions absolutely consume you. Find a balance. And don't be like me. Take better care of yourself. Teach yourself the discipline that you need and do your best. And if your best is not enough, then do better. Because if there's one thing that I've realized after all of this, is that I had so much more potential and so much more drive to achieve things. I was just holding myself back. If you guys made it this far into the video, thank you for listening to my story. I hope that it may somehow have inspired you guys, and if you're going through a similar situation, I hope it helps you guys get back on your feet. This is not to discourage anyone from pursuing their dreams if they think they can achieve it. This is purely my experience and what I've gone through and how I was able to overcome it and better myself. And with all of that said, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I guess I'll see you all in the next video.